Buongiorno, benvenuti, ciao tutti. Welcome back to Appa's Kitchen on the road here in Milano. It's really early. Nobody's out. I like coming out early, have the whole place to myself. It's nice and fresh, quiet. And that reminds me, when I was looking at the weather, there was like really poor air quality. It looked like there was a fire, but I don't notice anything. Anyway, it's my first full day here. I arrived yesterday. Woke up uh, like 3:30 a.m., which, to be honest, I wake up that time at home anyway. So I had a decent night's sleep and then had some coffee. And now I'm going out for a little sightseeing. So I'm going to go to the Duomo, the cathedral, and then there's a Starbucks Roastery nearby. So if you've been watching, I hope you have. I went to the Starbucks Roastery in Tokyo. There are 5 in the world: Tokyo, Milan, Shanghai, Chicago, and Seattle. So who knows? Maybe I'll make this one of my life tasks to visit all 5 Starbucks Roasteries. I I know it's not PC, but I like Starbucks, especially when I'm traveling. It's like this familiar place. They usually speak English. And, the coffee's not bad. I'm not a coffee snob. I like having a nice environment. And the roasteries are really great because you get things at the roasteries that you don't get at other places. So I had really good nitro cold brew in Tokyo. Oh, there's the streetcar. I don't know if I was recording. The streetcar just passed by. And I'm a little confused here about where I'm going. I just noticed that there's a station right here. So I could have come out this way. But let me see if this is what I want. I'm not really sure because this is S and I want M. But this is Republica. But I bet if I go down here, maybe I'll find a connection. What do you think, viewer? Oh, it's closed. All right, so much for that. Last night I took a little walk. I asked ChatGPT what I should do. So it told me to go to Piazza something. And I saw that building, that famous building, they call it Bosco Verticale, the vertical forest. It's a building that has trees and bushes planted along the outside of it. Everybody has them on their balcony, I guess. It's really pretty. It's a beautiful day. And everybody was out exercising, sunbathing. I guess we don't have to stand here and wait for the light to change like in Tokyo. All right, so my Airbnb is very conveniently located. This is Republica. Very nice mix of architecture here. Some older buildings, some slightly newer ones. It's very residential. I've been looking at restaurants, lots of places to eat. So it's great. This is really a great place to start off this trip. First days in a place are really hard. You're getting settled, dealing with jet lag and all that. So it's just something that I'm learning again and again each time I travel. You can't really make a judgment based on your first day in a place. Okay, here's what we want. And and I guess this is the train station straight ahead here. Right down there. It's very pretty. I'm crazy for going out this early, but I'm doing it for you, viewer. And also, what am I going to do? Sit around and wait until it gets crowded? So the roastery opens at 7:30. All right, linear 3. All right, the subway station is deserted. Let me see here, Repubblica, Duomo. So we're going towards San Donato. Is this what I want? Oh, here. Nobody's out. We're all sleeping. I think this is the S line here. I don't know. I have no idea where I am. But there's San Donato. There it is. It's pretty. Ushita. There it is, right in front of us. Look at that. All right, so what we're going to do here today is go around to the side. There's a mass, I think, at 7:30 or at 7, I'm not sure. But you can go in the side entrance if you just want to pray. It's limited access, so you can't get into the whole thing. I wonder if that's Galleria, the famous Galleria. Anyway, so I want to find the side entrance. I don't know where it is. And then tomorrow I have a ticket to go inside. You can also get a ticket to go up to the roof. I didn't do that. But let me see if I can figure out the side entrance here. Devil Wears Prada. So there are two reasons why I'm doing this. One is because I hate crowds and lines, and I really want to see the Duomo as a working cathedral. The other is because I want I want to go inside and say a little prayer. I guess it's basically the same as the first reason. I just want to experience it as a place of worship, kind of inspired by my pilgrimage, visiting the temples, having them all to myself. I know I won't have it to myself, but the people that will be here at this hour are here for a different reason than the ones that come after 9. Just, I don't know that there is a side entrance. So this may have all been for naught. But at least I get to see it, and I was able to see how I get here. And it's really pretty early in the morning. It's quiet. The scammers aren't out yet. Nobody's trying to offer me bracelets or rosemary or flowers or whatever the scam is here. Tip for you, viewer, when you're traveling, people are not friendly. Places like this, people are not friendly. If they're offering you something, if they want to shake your hand, they want to know where you're from, just keep walking. It's kind of strange that they have all these naked people on the side of a church. I guess they're not completely naked, but maybe could this be the entrance? All right, well, that was pretty cool. No video, no photos. And I obliged. I didn't break the rule. I could have, but there were cameras. And also, you have to wait until tomorrow. Tomorrow I have a regular entry ticket. So I'll go in the front. It's really incredible. I mean, it's massive, these massive stone columns. So this is a Gothic cathedral. They hadn't quite figured out at this point how to make the interiors, how to support the roof. These heavy, I mean, it's all stone. These heavy stone roofs, and maybe the roof is wood like Notre Dame, I don't know. But anyway, they hadn't quite figured out how to support everything. They were kind of getting there with these, I don't know what they call them, you know, they do like the ceiling that kind of goes up to a point. So there are a lot of really big stone columns inside. It's kind of like being in a forest. And it was just incredible. There was one other person in there. Sounded like there was a mass. Could have been a recording of a mass. I don't know what these guys are doing.
Because you go a little far from me, and so I.
All right. So anyway, one person, it was completely empty otherwise, silent except for this recording of a mask. So it's really special. So viewer, if you come to Milan, or anywhere for that matter, I also snuck into the cathedral in Seville through a side entrance because I didn't want to pay. That was not as interesting. It just felt very empty. I don't think that it's a working cathedral. It was just kind of a remnant. But the cathedral in Seville was originally a mosque, so you can see some of the elements of the original mosque there. All right, so here we are in Milano at the Duomo. All right, it looks like I walk through this. I don't know if this is the famous Galleria. I thought it was Umberto, but this is Galleria Vittorio Emanuele. I went to, in Napoli, it was Galleria Umberto something, which was modeled after this one. So this is kind of very tourist center here. The Galleria, the Duomo, all that. But it's really nice to be here early, where it's still kind of empty. It's very pretty. these weird pictures that these people take of themselves. It's tempting to come sit at one of these places, but you're going to get a tourist experience and not a local experience. So I'm going to make a separate video for lunch, but I already have a place picked out for lunch near my Airbnb. Sounds great, very local. People just crack me up. All right, by some miracle, I found it. It's right here. It's an old post office building. I'm using Google Maps today, which is just as bad as Apple Maps. I swear to God. The arrow is pointing to the left, even though I'm walking in the direction that the arrow is moving. So I don't understand what that meant. Maybe it's telling me that the roastery is to the left here. So it looks like they're open. They have outdoor seating. It's not the same as the one in Tokyo. So the one in Tokyo is it's a new building, very modern design with views, and you want to sit on the balconies. So I don't know if I want to sit outside though because of these damn smokers, but it's a really pretty piazza here, and actually just right up the street from the Duomo. Duomo's just right down this street. It would have been a very easy walk if I had gotten proper directions. All right, so let's go check it out. It's pretty. And it smells like a bakery. All right, I don't know what I want to get. All right, so she was very nice. So I got a macchiato, and this is called a Veneziano with custard cream. These Italian breakfasts, I swear to God. It's coffee, a sweet, and a cigarette. That's an Italian breakfast. Wow, look at that. So I asked her which one was her favorite. She liked this and pan o chocolate. At the one in Tokyo, they had savory pastries too. They had focaccia, which was nice. But we're in Italy. We don't believe in eating normal food for breakfast. It's only sweets. Gotta have that sugar, coffee, and caffeine. All right, so this is the way to do it. First thing in the morning. It's very quiet, relaxing. And then I guess after this, I'm gonna just walk around a little bit, wait for rush hour to be over, and then walk back to my Airbnb. I haven't showered yet, so I'll take a shower and then go out for lunch. All right, let's check this out. I like it. It's not super sweet. It's kind of like a sponge cake without a lot of sugar. Almost like a bread. The cream has a slight lemon flavor to it. Good. I can taste the egg. So it's almost like having eggs for breakfast. Sweet eggs. This is great. You know, I see a lot of stuff online. People like to post their itineraries. Somebody just posted actually a really nice thing that she had made up with ChatGPT with all the places she's going to visit in Japan, each city, all the places in each city. She's doing all of the most crowded places and starting from day one. That's how you get burnt out. So give yourself time. You can't see everything. This is a public service announcement. You can't see everything. And you definitely don't want to dive in head first on your first day, hit the ground running. Forget that. Take your time. So this is a really perfect way to start off. Yesterday, I had the issue with my Airbnb not being cleaned and, really long flight and all that, getting from the airport. So I was definitely not going to do anything major last night, even though I was tempted. So I asked ChatGPT what to do nearby. I recommended this piazza. I forget the name of it, which is actually a very modern piazza, kind of like a shopping center. And then there was a food court on the ground floor, which was closed. But I found a supermarket there. So I just went to the supermarket, got some prepared food, some chicken wings, and a salad. And that was my dinner. And then I just relaxed for the rest of the evening. So we're easing into it. I have 5 weeks here. Milan is not a place with a whole lot that I'm interested in seeing. I just kind of want to get the experience of Milan and just see what I can discover in the back alleys. So we're going to go slow. Stay tuned. I wasn't ready to leave yet, so I got a nitro cold brew. It's nice. I don't really understand it. So they mix nitrogen. What the hell is nitrogen? They mix nitrogen with the coffee. Oh, Donald Trump, look, paper straw, your favorite. And then it creates this foam and brings out the natural sweetness of the coffee. What do I know? I'm definitely not a connoisseur of anything. Food, wine, coffee. So I know a lot of people are anti-Starbucks and whatever for whatever reason. Yeah, Starbucks. Um, I don't know. I was actually going to say Starbucks drove a lot of places out of business, but I think Starbucks actually elevated the coffee game in the United States and paved the way for a lot of other coffee shops. I mean, in San Francisco, there are not a whole lot of Starbucks, but there are a lot of coffee shops. So, what are you going to do? This is a really unusual experience. And like I said before, I like going to Starbucks when I travel because it is a little bit of a familiar place. They always speak English, no matter where you are. And it's usually comfortable environment, air conditioned. And the menu is pretty standard, except for at the roasteries where you can get different things like the nitro cold brew. I don't think you can get this at a regular Starbucks. There's a mosquito. They're nice here. They smile. All right, so people are awake now. The streets are getting crowded. Everybody's on their way to work. So now I'm going to walk to a neighborhood called Brea. Um, Sounds interesting. I can't tell you why. This is the third streetcar that I have seen that I tried to film, and each time I was not recording. So here's a streetcar. This one's not even as nice. So there are a few older ones, old style trams, and there's one in San Francisco from Milan. Actually has Italian advertising inside. It's really cute. So there's a group in San Francisco, kind of train enthusiasts. They revived the streetcar line that runs along Market Street, and they got trains from all over, mostly the United States, but there's also one from Milan. It's my favorite one. So it's nice to see them in their home country. Anyway, it's really pretty. I gotta say, I like it a lot more than Napoli. I know people love Napoli. It's kind of like classic Italy. But this just feels so much cleaner. And it's really pretty. I'm surprised. I kind of thought Milan was just very industrial and, not very interesting. So here's the thing about Italy. I was thinking about this because I'm going to the north. I'm going to Bolzano, which is actually, it was Austria. I was in the Austro-Hungarian Empire until 1916 or something like that, World War One. So they speak German, they eat strudel. That's as much Italy as Sicily is. And Sicily has a lot of Greek and Arab influences. So we kind of have these stereotypical ideas of Italy, which might be Napoli, might be Rome. There's one of the older streetcars. But Italy is all of that. It's a melting pot. Italian food is a melting pot. So this is as much Italy as any place else is. It's multifaceted, multicultural, even multilingual. They like to smoke. They like to yell. And they like to drink coffee. But other than that, oh, look at this pretty rainbow tram. Nice little cafe. It's cooler now than it was when I came out earlier. It was actually hot. So perfect weather for sightseeing. It's going up to 73 today. It's nice and cool right now. It's probably in the 60s. That's great. We're taking it slow here on our first day in Milan. And I'm really excited about my first lunch. I don't know if I'm going to get ossobuco or risotto or cottoletto, veal cutlet. I might ask them what they recommend. Let's just stop here and take a look. All right, so we're going this way. All right, so I'm walking to a place called Pinacoteca di Brea. Pinacoteca di Brea, which is a museum, and it's also, I don't know if it's the same place, Museo de Risorgimento, the Museum of the Reunification. So I talked before when I was in Sicily about the reunification. Italy was not a country officially until 1861. Before that, it was just a collection of kingdoms. And then I asked, why is it called reunification when it was never actually reunified, unified? She's not watching where she's going. And there was a good answer that I don't remember, but has something to go do with kind of like echoing back to the Roman Empire. ChatGPT thought it was a good question and it gave me a reasonable answer. I think this is a palazzo. Or maybe that's the palazzo up there. Anyway, so it's the Museum of the Reunification. For whatever reason, I thought it was an art museum. They don't open until 10, so I'm not going to hang around and go. But I'm just walking to just kind of check out this neighborhood here. Interesting, there's all this clothing for sale here. I don't know if it's used. I don't know if this is the museum here. I was kind of expecting a piazza where I could sit and watch people. All right, I guess this is it. Grande Brea. It's a museum, it's a library. All right, I could sit here for a little bit. Let me see if I can figure out where I am and what I'm going to do next. Why are there so many people here already? If they're not open yet, what is this place? Viewer, do you have any idea? Brea, Pinacoteca Brea. Let's see if we can find out. All right, so I got the name wrong. It's Pinacoteca Brea, and it's an art museum. They have some Raphael, Caravaggio, Northern Renaissance, and Baroque artwork. And this is an old palazzo. Claude said they open at 10, but it's 9, and a bunch of people just went in. So I think Claude is wrong, but I don't think I want to do a museum on my first day here. And I'm going to be going to so many other places, and I'm going to see free Caravaggios in Rome. So we're not going to do this, but I would kind of like to just wander around this neighborhood and see what else is here. I don't really know what this neighborhood is, but there's this place, which was a palazzo, and then a place across the street, which was a palazzo, and some other big houses that I passed. So I'm guessing that this neighborhood was at one point where the money lived. So I'll see if I can find out anything else about it. And then I'm going to make my way back to my Airbnb. Hopefully I can ride the tram back. All right, so a little bit about this neighborhood, Brea. So originally it was outside the Roman city walls. It was farmland. And then the Jesuits came, and this building was not a palazzo. It was actually a Jesuit. Why can't I say that word? Jesuit college. And then Napoleon was here for a short time, and he, I don't know, outlawed religion or something like that. So that's when it was turned into a museum. And the neighborhood then kind of attracted artists and bohemians. It went into a decline mid-century, which was interesting. You don't really think about that. And then it was sort of rediscovered in the 70s and gentrified and became this hip, artistic, bohemian neighborhood that it is today. Very interesting. It's a really great spot right here just to kind of sit and relax. It's quiet, people wandering through this courtyard. So this is exactly what I was looking for, just a place to sit and relax and people watch. It's great. It's kind of overcast today, cool. Love it. So we got this big statue here. I don't know if that's Julius Caesar. I don't know who these guys are. I just love all the all the porticos, arches, the stairways there. There's just so much going on here. And it's just really nice that you can just sit. You can come inside and sit. You don't have to pay. I don't know if there's an art school. There are a lot of student-looking types going in, carrying portfolios and things. What should I have for lunch today? Ah, look at this guy's ass. So funny. He's really got some, what did they say? Junk in the trunk? I like these statues. They're all so different. Like, what's this guy doing? He's looking at a compass? He's checking his phone. This guy looks kind of priestly. He's wearing a robe. He's holding a pen and a globe. Bonaventura Cavalieri. They're great though. I like the way that they're framed in these arches. And then when you look up at them, oh, that guy doesn't have it. When you look up at them, they have this round or the oval behind them. Very nicely done, whoever did this. And I don't know who this guy with the booty is. Let's see who this is. I kind of thought it was Caesar. Why is he naked though? In Is it Neptune? Napoleon. Napoleone investe nei matti pacificatore. It's a nude Napoleon. All right, so I thought I was going to be able to take a tram back, but it seems like that's asking a little bit too much. So I'm going to just explore this neighborhood a little bit, La Brea. There are two streets, Via Fiori Chiari and Via Fiori Os. So one is clear Chiari, clear flowers. The other is dark flowers. I don't know what these names mean, but and then from there I'm going to walk back to the metro and head back to my Airbnb. Let's explore. Andiamo. We got all kinds of stalls set up here. All right, this is Fiori Chiari. That's Fiori Oscuri. I'm going to walk that way back to the metro. Let's see what this says about this neighborhood. All right, so this neighborhood district occupies an area that once lay between the ancient Roman walls and the medieval walls. Longobard word, Braida, used to describe a meadow or a piece of grassland outside the city. And then the religious order of humiliated friars settled in this part of the city, erected a variety of buildings here. That was taken over by the Jesuits. They built the Palazzo de Brea, which is the museum. The religious order was suppressed in 1772. The building was bought by the Austrian authorities. Then it was the Academy of Fine Arts. Although its days as a Bohemian quarter are over, the district is still very much alive, with a dense network of streets full of antique shops, art galleries, and bars. All right, interesting. That's the outside of the museum. It's pretty. So yesterday I was thinking I definitely overpacked and I bought clothes that I'm not going to wear. Like I feel like I would be really overdressed. But now in this neighborhood, I'm like, okay, I could see wearing some of these outfits. I have so many clothes that are just like, what was I thinking? Like, where am I going to wear them to Trader Joe's? So I packed like all of those clothes for this trip because it's Italy, and Claude thought they were appropriate. Last night when I went for a walk, everybody's like wearing shorts and t-shirts and jogging pants because it was warm and people were outside and they were exercising. This neighborhood is a little bit more upscale, I guess, more central. And also I saw people going to work today, and of course they're dressed up. So Claude said, just have fun. Don't worry about it. Don't overthink it. So that's what I'm going to do. This shirt that I'm wearing now, it's like 5 people taking up the whole street. This shirt that I'm wearing now, I have never worn. I don't know what I was thinking when I bought it. But Claude and ChatGPT both think this is my best. It's like an over shirt. It's very blousy. It almost looks like an artist's smock, but it's working here as an overshirt because otherwise I'm just wearing a t-shirt and my travel pants, which is really all I would have brought if I hadn't been so pressured by ChatGPT to up my fashion game because I'm in Italy. So stay tuned, viewer. You're going to see Appa styling here in Milan. I think this is the end of the street. Not a whole lot here, but it's a very pleasant little walk. Nice little street. Cute doggy. All right, I'm gonna go back the other way. So this is Chiari, Fiori Chiari, light flower. I guess that's that what Chiari means. And then the other one is dark flowers. All right, so we're back at the museum here. I love this little scene here. These guys were fixing the light, and all the police officers standing there supervising. They're so young, very fashionable. That outfit. All right, so now this is Via Fiori Oscuri. It's light and dark. I also love the pharmacy sign. It's always very easy to find a pharmacy, the Green Cross. This looks like it was another palazzo here. This is the outside of the museum. All right, so this is Via Borgo Nuovo. And this will take me to the metro. So I'm going to end this video here, viewer. This was morning in Milano. We went to church, to Starbucks, and then Brea, the neighborhood, Brea, little exploration. All right, it was fun. So I'm ready to go back, take a shower, and rest a little bit, and then the next video is going to be lunch. So I know 2 videos in a day. I don't know if you can handle it, but try to keep up. I'm going to try to make that video short. So from what I've been reading, my neighborhood where I'm at, it's near the central station. It's sort of a transitional neighborhood. Immigrants, actually, there's a Taiwanese place right next to my Airbnb that I'm going to check out, and also a dim sum place, and also like Lebanese, I think. So some international restaurants, but I have to have Italian food, and Milanese food is different. So we got the fried cutlet, Milanesa. We have risotto, and then ossobuco. I don't know if there's anything else that I'm supposed to try while I'm here, but those are the top 3 on my list. All right, so anyway, stay tuned for all that and see you next time. Ciao for now.